Hello and welcome to the CADLink demonstration between SOLIDWORKS and JobBOSS². I'm Dasha Shaina. I'm a solution engineer at QBuild Software. As an industry leader in engineering to ERP integrations, QBuild Software serves over 2,000 discrete manufacturing customers worldwide, supported by our network of 7 global offices. We're proud to be partnered with over 50 CAD, PDM, PLM providers, offering a diverse range of integrations. Our QSuite includes solutions like CADLink for CAD to ERP integrations, ECX Manager for engineering change management, NestLink for nesting integrations, and more, catering to a variety of integration needs. Today, we're going to take a look at a tool called CADLink. CADLink is a tool that is built by engineers for engineers. It is a real-time bidirectional link that seamlessly connects your CAD, PDL, and PLM system with your ERP software, therefore eliminating the need for the manual data entry. With CADLink, the design engineers can focus on design work while ensuring accurate and synchronized data between the systems. We're starting our CADLink demonstration directly in SOLIDWORKS, as this is exactly where CADLink users will start their process in as well. CADLink acts as an add-on directly to your CAD system and is able to read part and BOM information directly from SOLIDWORKS model. Once the design is completed by the engineer and they're ready to push the part and BOM information into JobBOSS², all they will have to do is to come back into the SOLIDWORKS screen and run CADLink directly from here. Once this is done, CADLink will do a comparison between the two systems using the part number as unique identifier. Here on the loading screen, you're able to see all of the preview images that are coming from SOLIDWORKS to show you which parts are currently being compared. At this stage, CADLink is not yet sending information over into JobBOSS². It is seamlessly doing the comparison between the two systems and outputs the result of the comparison here in the CADLink interface. First things first, on the left side of the screen, you're able to see the bill of materials structure coming directly from your SOLIDWORKS system. So as the assembly has been modeled, this is exactly how you're going to see it here and in JobBOSS². So CADLink will follow that parent-child relationship and BOM structure from your SOLIDWORKS model. In addition to that, CADLink shows the result of the comparison with a few color highlighting. So let's walk through those. The first color I would like to discuss with you is the color green for new components. When CADLink was launched, it is looking at the part number from SOLIDWORKS and it's looking for that part in JobBOSS² environment. If that part number was not found, we'll call that part new and CADLink will highlight the whole line in green to show you that this is a brand new component that we're going to be creating upon saving. Just with this example, you can see how much time it would save you for not having to do that work manually and inputting each component one by one individually into JobBOSS². CADLink will look at the information directly from the part, find the part number, description, revision, and quantity, and populate it directly here, and therefore populate it in JobBOSS² upon saving. In addition to some of that specific information that is coming from the engineering side, there is some information that is specific to the JobBOSS² side. For example, primary vendor or product code. For that information, it does not have to be coming from the engineering side. However, it is something that CADLink can populate for you directly here based on a few default values that are generated in our settings. However, if that default value doesn't apply, you're able to seamlessly choose a different value as you need here directly from a dropdown. This dropdown and any other dropdown that you'll see in the CADLink interface are the dropdown values that are populated based on the information in your JobBOSS² environment. Okay, so that is it for the new components. Let's move on to the white line items. Those are the existing components. Similarly, when CADLink did a comparison between the two systems, it found that a component is present in JobBOSS² exactly how it is in our SOLIDWORKS model. In this case, CADLink will highlight the whole line in white to show you that it is the same. However, it's possible that there is a discrepancy in a value, let's say the revision, description, or quantity. That discrepancy will be populated in yellow to show you that there is a difference. By right-clicking on a yellow highlighting, the engineer is able to review what the difference is. And in the case of revision and description, they're actually able to choose which description or revision they would like to use and populate into JobBOSS². As needed, they're able to change a description here or type in their own as well. Now, not only is this description going to fly into JobBOSS² and we are going to update the part record there, but we're also going to update this description back into the SOLIDWORKS system as well. So CADLink is able to write back to your SOLIDWORKS custom or configuration properties to make sure that the description is synchronized between the two systems and it is identical. We also have a yellow quantity. Similarly, I'm able to right-click and see what the difference in quantities are. However, the quantity information will always be coming from the engineering side. We're always going to be looking at the quantity from the model to know what the default value should be. And in this particular case, we're showing that this component already exists in the JobBOSS² environment. However, it's not yet part of this bill of material in JobBOSS². Therefore, upon saving, we're going to add these existing components to this bill of material in a quantity of 4. In addition to adding components to the BOM, it's also possible that you might need to remove components from the bill of material. In those examples, CADLink will highlight the line in gray for you to show you that upon saving, it will be removed from JobBOSS². In my example here, this component used to be part of my SOLIDWORKS design. However, it was recently removed and maybe substituted for another component. But this component still exists on my JobBOSS² BOM. Therefore, it's not in SOLIDWORKS, it's in JobBOSS², so CADLink will mark it as to be removed to make sure that the BOM information between the two systems is also synchronized. So that is it for our colors. So we'll quickly look through the green color for new components that CADLink will create in JobBOSS² upon saving, white components that are existing, yellow discrepancy fields, and gray for items that CADLink will remove from the bill of material. What we looked into so far is a comparison between a SOLIDWORKS BOM to JobBOSS² BOM. However, if you do manufacture parts in-house from raw material, you might want to add an additional level to the BOM as well. For that, we're going to select a component and go all the way to the right in a couple of additional fields here. Here, you're able to add additional levels to each component to specify what raw material is needed to be used to create it. I'm able to hover over the raw material part number column, press the little gray square here, and search my JobBOSS² environment directly to find the component that I would like to add. I'm able to search based on a part number or description, locate the particular sheet of steel that I need to review, press accept, and populate information in. The only thing that I need to adjust is how much of that sheet do I need. As simple as that, we have now added a new child components to this BOM, to this component specifically, to specify the raw material information. To make this process even quicker, what we're also able to do is to read that information directly from the SOLIDWORKS properties. If you have a SOLIDWORKS property that highlights what the raw material part number is and how much of it is needed as a quantity, CADLink can read that directly from SOLIDWORKS and populate it for you here. That is it for the bill of material grid. This is going to be the primary stop of the engineer, where they're able to review the BOM structure, review the comparison result, and adjust some information as needed, specifically like a description or an ERP-specific property. In addition to that, they're also able to add some additional components to the BOM, such as raw material. However, in addition to the bill of material grid, we also have a side panel on the right that provides additional information with regards to this BOM. The first tab that we're going to address is the Operation tab. On this tab, the user is able to assign operations and routing directly in JobBOSS² from inside of CADLink. Do keep in mind this is an optional functionality. If the CAD user is not responsible for assigning operations, that is not a problem. This step can be skipped. However, if it is your responsibility to assign operations and routing, you can do it directly through CADLink. To do so, you have to select a parent component. Would it be a top level? Would it be a sub-assembly? Would it be a part with raw material? It would work identically. Once that is selected, you can set up a sequence of operations based on what is needed to be done to produce that component. Similarly, I'm able to choose the values directly from a dropdown and assign information directly here. Once again, all of those drop-down values that you see here are coming directly from our JobBOSS² environment, and you're able to set up exactly as needed here. Okay, and as simple as that, we have now assigned operations and routing directly to this component and have specified what is needed to be done to take these two children components to create a subassembly. The next three tabs that I would like to show you today are all read-only tabs, and they're there for the user to see additional information with regards to this BOM. So the first tab we have is the Changes tab that outlines the changes that will be made to JobBOSS² upon saving. As of right now, no changes have yet been done. However, here's a whole list of what is going to happen. You're able to see the quantity changes as well as a quick note of what is going to happen. Are we removing a part? Are we adding a part? Are we creating and adding into the BOM? All of that information will be summarized for you here. In addition to that, you're also able to export this to Excel or PDF to create a documentation to support your ECN process, to specify what changes are made by who and when, directly on the document. The next tab we have is the CAD Data Tab. This tab shows us the CAD property information for a selected component. By selecting a different component, I'm able to see different custom or configuration properties coming directly from my SOLIDWORKS system, as well as a quick preview image to show me what the part looks like. Okay, and lastly, we have a Messages tab. This is by far the most important tab with CADLink, as this tab shows us any warnings or errors that would prevent us from saving information in the JobBOSS². So CADLink is not a blind push tool. We want to make sure that the information that is going to JobBOSS² is first of all valid and accepted in JobBOSS², but also most importantly is accurate. In our particular case here, it looks like we are missing a description from our SOLIDWORKS property. By double-clicking on an error, CADLink will lead me to the line that has that error, and indeed our description is missing. Now, the design engineer is able to populate the description in here by typing it out, and as soon as they unclick, they will be able to adjust this description. They'll be able to send this description not only in JobBOSS² when we're creating that part record, but also back into the SOLIDWORKS system to populate the description information there. In case that the next part is used again, there is no discrepancy in the values. In addition to that, before we corrected the error, our Save button is grayed out. Once we have the error, there are no way for us to save information into JobBOSS² until we correct it. And by clicking onto our description and selecting that this is what we would like to populate, you can now see that our Messages tab is empty and our Save button is enabled. So now CADLink did the validation test again and made sure that everything is good to go. So now we have looked into how CADLink, first of all, can be launched directly from SOLIDWORKS system, how it does a comparison between your SOLIDWORKS model and the information in JobBOSS², how it can outline the result of the comparison in a view color highlighting directly in the CADLink interface for the engineer to review and adjust some of the information as needed. For example, adjusting description, JobBOSS² specific properties, maybe adding raw materials, operations, and most importantly, reviewing and validating this bill of material. Once all of that is done, all the engineer would have to do is to press Save and populate all of that information into JobBOSS². CADLink will first create part records, then it will create the bill of material information, add the raw material information as well, and then add operations. Thank you so much for joining for this CADLink demonstration. Throughout the session, we highlighted how CADLink can streamline your workflow by minimizing manual data entry, enhancing the data accuracy throughout continuous validation, and accelerating the transition from engineering to production. If you're interested in implementing CADLink at your company, we invite you to reach out to us. Schedule a complimentary in-depth CADLink demonstration via the link in the description or directly on our website. Let's continue the conversation on how Qbuild product, including CADLink, can elevate your company's efficiency and productivity. That wraps up today's session. We appreciate your time spent reviewing CADLink with us. For further information and updates, please visit our website or follow us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.